The second week of ESO's PTS has arrived, and with it brings the Vengeance test server. If you aren't sure what that is, I did make a video breaking it down a bit, but I'll give a brief synopsis as to what exactly is going on. So in an effort to improve Cyrodiil's performance, ZOS has created a test campaign called Vengeance, where pretty much everything is simplified. Skills are predetermined, and you're restricted to only your 3 class lines. This means you can't use anything from the world lines, the guild lines, weapon lines, or anything like that. Set bonuses are also disabled, similar to a no-proc PvP setting, but even more restrictive. Though, weirdly enough, it does seem like enchantments and traits are still working. I didn't test that with 100% certainty, but it seems like they are. Basically, everything is predetermined and simplified. The idea is that this will reduce the strain on the server, leading to better performance and hopefully allowing more players to access Cyrodiil at a time. While the main test is happening on live server sometime in March, there is a test that's going on right now. A test of the test, if you will. It's on the PTS server and players are already hopping into it, myself included. My name's Doc, and I'm here today just to bring you some quick gameplay of the test server and to give you my first impressions. Now keep in mind that I'm a rather casual PvP player, so I might not have the most perfectly informed opinions, but I'm going to give you my thoughts on it anyway. And I think I'm going to give you probably the hottest, craziest, most vile take in the world when I tell you that I think it's fine. It's just kind of okay. Now I know you're probably reeling back in your chair after all that excitement, but hear me out. I enjoy the test for what it is, which is a test. I don't actually think the Vengeance test is meant to test out if this game mode, in its current state, should be shipped out to players permanently. I think these are just numbers tests for larger ideas that will probably be talked about after the live server test concludes. What I've liked about playing the test so far is that it felt very well balanced, and this makes sense, right? When everyone has mostly the same stats with very little changes from their sets, you really only have to focus on fine-tuning skills. I didn't encounter any bombers or unstoppable tanks, battles didn't last 3 seconds or 3 minutes with no in-between, I didn't feel like I was losing because the other guy just had a better build than me. If I won or lost a 1v1, I felt like I earned that victory or defeat. I'll also say that the server performance definitely felt better. However, I also do think that that's because I encountered very, very few people during the short time that I played today. Of course, I don't think that reflects poorly on the test, probably more so just that we won't see a real stress test until this hits live servers. That was pretty much everything I liked about it though. In terms of what I didn't like, the first and most notable was that, well, healing kinda sucks. Not only are abilities simplified and a lot of them are weaker, but a lot of them don't last nearly as long. Without many heal over time spells or AoE heals, you're left just spamming your teammates with the few burst heals that you have available. While these aren't bad, it sort of takes you out of the fight. Of course, this is amplified by the lack of buffs and debuffs that you're able to apply. One of the most important parts of healing in ESO PvP is defensive buffs that allow your teammates and yourself to stay in the fight longer. Taking all these factors and stacking them onto each other leads to feeling like healing is only delaying the inevitable rather than giving you or your teammate an advantage in the fight. This leads to my other point that I'm sure many other players will talk about as well, which is that while this feels very balanced, the lack of build variety and simplification led to me dropping the test and heading back to live servers pretty quickly. Again though, I do understand that this is only a test, and I am still excited to see what this test will eventually bring. So, please don't think that I hate it or anything. I understand that this is just a test, okay? Well, that was pretty much everything I had to say on the test. I'll probably head back in a couple more times before the week is over and mess around with some other things, and hopefully I'll see some more players. But I really do think myself and the community will be able to give much better feedback once this hits live servers. I know this video is a quick one, but I honestly just didn't really have a whole lot to say. I think it's fine for what it is, and we'll see what ZOS does with this information after this goes live. I don't want the shortness to come across as apathy. because I really am happy that ZOS is trying something out, and I do expect that something good will come out of this for the PvP community. Until then, though, we've got a busy week ahead of us. I've got my little 500 subscriber milestone video coming out later. Then I've got a video about ESO's Pan-Tamriel event coming out tomorrow. So make sure to subscribe and follow me on my socials linked below so that you don't miss any of those. And I think all I've got left to say is that I've been Doc. Take care of yourselves, be good to others. Don't forget to quick slot your potions, and I will catch y'all in the next one.